big update coming in at the top of the broadcast on Falah University. Widespread irregularities have now been found at the Faridabad-based Falah University during investigation by various agencies. According to sources, terrorist Dr Muzammil, Dr Umar and Dr Shaheen Shahid were stealing chemicals from the lab under the guise of teaching medical subjects and creating projects for students. A major revelation from the investigations at the university lab has revealed more details. When the items were compared with the lab records, glassware, ammonium nitrate and some chemical testing kits did not match the records. Several chemical kits and lab equipments were found missing and no entry was made before they were taken to and out of the lab. The lab equipment was taken out of the campus in small quantities in various bags and car trunks. Various chemicals and lab kits for testing with ammonium nitrate were also removed from the lab. The NIA is now questioning the arrested terrorists about these chemicals, including when, which chemical was taken out from the lab, who decided what use it was for, and whether the foreign handlers told them how large a quantity of explosives could be prepared from which chemical to make bombs. Faridabad police has conducted search operations now in Dhoj village near Falah University to try and understand the modus operandi of the terrorists who were responsible for the Red Fort blast. Joining us on the show is Mr. Ellen Rao, former DCP Delhi Police. Also with us is Major General Rajan Kochar. He's a defence expert. Thank you very much, gentlemen, the two of you, for taking time out. I want to come to you first, Mr. Rao. You know, as more and more details emerge, there is now a possibility of a larger nexus at play. What's also emerging is that perhaps the lab at Falah University was majorly used to procure substance that were later used to make that bomb that detonated at Red Fort.
Good evening, Shweta and my co-panelist, Major Saab. And this is a very startling revelations which are being revealed during the investigations. It's very beginning in this case. Continuous revelation is made, and more particularly about the use of the chemicals which are stored in the university, and that has been explained by the during the interrogation of these persons who have been arrested in this case. So this is very disturbing that the doctors who are well-educated people and they are doing all these nefarious activities against our nation itself. And the doctor's profession is considered to be the most noble profession and giving the lives. And they are doing all these things to take lives of the others for this purpose, maybe because of some indoctrination by the terrorist organizations abroad, and as we have revealed that they have links with the Jaise-e-Mohammed. And now the more and more details are being coming during further investigation of these accused, and these all details are coordinated, corroborated with these their statements and the other physical evidences of this case, so that the investigation is being tightened by the investigators, so that there should not be any slackness in the investigation, and the evidence is collected so far in this case.
All right, Major General, you know, as these details emerge, we are looking now at a terror plot which perhaps was emanating from a university campus, a campus that is expected to impart knowledge, impart education, appears now to be a place where people were not just indoctrinated, but they were also carrying out their nefarious plans. And it went under radars for a very long time until the blast really took place. You know, it also exposes in a way gaps in our, in our various agencies, in our monitoring agencies. For we don't know how long such a scheme was being plotted by these medical professors, for how long they were doing what they were doing. You know, this is a large gap, sir, that has now been exposed as far as our institutions is concerned, and the sort of surveillance we have on our institutions.
Thank you, Shweta, for inviting me for this discussion, and my greetings to Mr. Rao also. What is important here is we have to understand three important things which are emerging. The first is the role of doctors, because normally in the type of civil society we stay in, nobody would suspect a doctor. So I think the intelligence agencies, unless they have some kind of an intercept which they have gathered from their own sources or some kind of human intelligence or electronic intelligence they have obtained of such a nexus of the doctors with the terrorist organizations abroad or with their handlers in India. To that extent, I agree with you that there is a serious lapse. But at the same time, the kind of people you are dealing with, the doctors, because normally the scanner of the security forces uh, is not in this place like a doctor or a university, because normally a university will be associated with some kind of educational kind of a setup, and nobody in the wildest of dreams can think that a lab was involved, because I've been a director of a business school for 5 years, and I've been part of a private organization, and uh, we have our own SOPs and systems, and labs are also there. Anything moving out of the university, moving into the university, there is a security involved, and it's not easily that things can actually move out. But then there is no, that kind of check is not there normally, which you would see in a government establishment or in a place like high security zone, because a university is not a high security zone. So from that point of view, I think security agencies were not attuned to this kind of a strategy. So possibly now, I think they would be better, prepared. A second important aspect is, see, we have to understand two, three things involved. Uh, the civil society here has a very important role to play, which I've been emphasizing in most programs, and which gets actually overlooked over a period of time, because it's very easy to put blames on security and intelligence and things like that. What is the responsibility of a common citizen? You see, if you are staying in a house and if you have a guy, a doctor is next door, and if he is entertaining people at odd hours, and all sorts of people are coming in and going from his house, will you not feel some kind of insecurity in your
Fair
own area?
enough. Yeah.
That point I want to make here is that certainly we can discuss this lapse, but at the same time, I think the larger issue here is bringing in the role of civil society and that kind of awareness. And my last point is, I have a belief that to some extent, the police force or somebody may have been compromised by these people, because you see at the lower level, the beat constable or these kind of people who are coming in and who are doing the precursory checking, they can get lured, and they can get lured by money, by other things. So I feel that is a lacuna in the system we have,
Okay.
because I have seen myself. I'm telling you that when these people come for your passport verification and things like that, so they don't behave in a very professional manner. So I think there is a sensitization, and I think it's a large issue and a greater point I'm actually making. There is a need for the sensitization of the police force today. The
Right.
the training in the academies is done of the constable, the sub-inspector, the DSPs, the officers. The entire concept of training has to change. They have to be told what are the modern vulnerabilities in the society today, what kind of attitudes and principles and morality they have to actually work in. So I think that's a larger issue.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. Let me also then quickly get in Ellen Rao back in this conversation. Major General pointed to the fact that there seem to be some sort of lacunas in the system, not just lacunas, within security agencies, but also within police and the civil society. Ellen Rao, when a large module like this goes undetected for many, many days, weeks and months, it certainly points to the fact that either, people turned a blind eye into what was happening. The administration at Al Falah University, people around Al Falah University in Dhoj village turned a blind eye into what was really happening around them, or this went completely under the radar. So the people were so careful in planning out the terror attack that until that terror attack happened and the 2,900 kilograms of ammonium nitrate was discovered, nobody really knew that such a terror module was operational in Dhoj, was operational in Faridabad. One way or the other, sir, we have failed the people of this country, and there are some hard answers that we'll have to give today as we count the number of dead bodies, and we also count how deeply entrenched this terror module was within our society. So when the dust settles, Mr. Rao, in your assessment, what are the hard steps that you believe that government must take in order to ensure that such terror modules are nipped in the bud?
Yes, Sweta, that's very correct issue. Nowadays, after this, everything is settled down, then the government should think about what are the drawbacks, lacunas they found during investigation of this case, and also in some other cases which have been accumulated for the last few years. Because terrorism has to be curbed in the bud, and it should be handled with the strong hands. The policy of the government should be that there is no tolerance on the terrorism at all. So now I also agree with Major General Koch's view that the public apathy is definitely also something like that, because we cannot always blame the security forces, intelligence agencies, but the people around that area or around in any locality in any city or villages like this, in this Dhol village, and where this rented premises was taken away, taken on rent. And then people and that the landlord who has given these premises to these doctors for storing this huge quantity of explosive, that should also have been this landlord should have thought about it, what is to be done, and with the name also. Then nowadays we suspect that when we give anything or when we are dealing with community people, people think twice that whether we should do or not. Even it's a very difficult time to take rent on this on any premises, particularly to this community, because of their conduct and because of their history, that these people are not believable. So the people around where they are living, they should keep their eyes and ears open. And their contribution is very important, because the police cannot do anything at their own. They also need some information, intelligence input from the locality. And also the police officials who are deputed for the duties on their area, that is called beat and division system, they should also be very suspicious about all these suspected persons, and they should go into the details of whatever information is given to them by the public. And that's why the public police cooperation is very important, and this must be increased with some techniques and the instructions, guidelines by the government also. So
right, I completely agree, sir. I think public police cooperation, where public trusts the police to take the right actions. There needs to be more trust-building exercise, I believe, where some of these cases, suspicious cases, are largely reported by the public to the police. So a trust-building exercise, perhaps, that needs to also strengthen among other measures that the government must take. Starting now. Mr. Ellen Rao, Major General Rajan Kochar, thank you very much, the two of you, for taking time out for joining us on the show this evening. But moving on now, at the G20 Summit in South Africa, the first G20 hosted on the African continent, Prime Minister Modi today called for a fundamental rethinking of global development models. He said that the existing frameworks have left vast populations without resources and pushed the world towards overexploitation of nature. Challenges that have been felt most sharply in Africa. Addressing the session on inclusive and sustainable growth, the Prime Minister unveiled three major global initiatives. First, a global traditional knowledge repository. Prime Minister said that communities across the world hold rich, eco-balanced and societal cohesive knowledge systems. He proposed creating a global platform under the G20 to document and share this traditional wisdom, building on India's own Indian Knowledge Systems initiative. Second, the G20, Africa Skills Multiplier, calling Africa's development a global priority. The Prime Minister proposed the trainer model supported by all G20 partners, with the aim of building 1 million certified trainers in Africa over the next decade, who will then help skill millions more. And third, a G20 initiative on countering the drug terror nexus. Prime Minister Modi warned of the rapid spread of lethal synthetic drugs like fentanyl and their linkages with global terrorism. He called for a unified effort to disrupt trafficking networks, choke illicit financial flows and cut off major funding stream for terror operations. The Prime Minister said that these initiatives will help reshape development thinking and ensure growth that is sustainable, equitable and truly inclusive. And the Karnataka cabinet is now inching towards a reshuffle. There is reportedly a push for a leadership reshuffle in Karnataka. A late-night meeting in the New Delhi between Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and several Karnataka Congress leaders loyal to Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Sivakumar intensified the ongoing speculation about a possible shift in state's leadership. Rejecting claims that his supporters were pressuring the High Command to make him the next Chief Minister under a power-sharing formula, D.K. Sivakumar said that making a group is not in my blood. All 140 MLAs are my MLAs.
All 140 members are eligible to become minister, chief minister, everything they can become. Now no question is there. Honorable Chief Minister is there. He said that he will come to complete 5 years. I wish him all the best. We will all work with him.
The Siddaramaiah government is approaching the 2.5-year mark and the Chief Minister has decided to reshuffle the cabinet. DKS added that because of this, all of them are interested in becoming ministers. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah too firmly asserted that he will remain in office and will present budgets, questioning why the media continues to speculate about a change in leadership. All eyes will now be on the meeting between Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and AICC President Mallikarjun Kharge, likely to take place in Bengaluru today.
So finally, Congress High Command has spoken through Surjewala ji, and in Karnataka now they are blaming media and they are blaming BJP. मतलब कि अपने अंदरूनी लड़ाई के लिए कांग्रेस पार्टी अब मीडिया को दोष दे रही है और बीजेपी को दोष दे रही है. ये तो हर जगह आप लोगों का चरित्र बन चुका है, कांग्रेस वर्सेस कांग्रेस का. हरियाणा में तो आपने ही झंडा बुलंद किया था हुड्डा जी के खिलाफ फॉर द चेयर, भूल गए सुरजेवाला जी. राजस्थान में पायलट गहलोत मीडिया ने किया क्या? तेलंगाना में मीडिया ने किया क्या? हिमाचल प्रदेश में प्रतिभा जी बनाम सुक्खू जी मीडिया करवा रही है क्या? बीजेपी करवा रही है क्या? कांग्रेस हमेशा चेयर और पावर के लिए लड़ती रहती है. उनको पीपल से कोई मतलब नहीं है, सत्ता से मतलब है, जनता से कोई मतलब नहीं. इसलिए कर्नाटका की जनता त्राहिमाम कर रही है. दे आर सफरिंग. किस बात की गारंटी सक्सेसफुल रही? आपने तो हर गारंटी पर धोखा दिया और गारंटी केवल करप्शन की दी, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन खराब होने की दी, पॉटहोल और ट्रैफिक वाले रोड्स की दी. आज तो आपके ट्रैफिक और पॉटहोल्स पर शुभांशु शुक्ला जी भी बोल पड़े.
All right, so where exactly is Karnataka government headed from here? To talk about that, joining us on the show is Satya Prakash, Vice Chairperson and Spokesperson, KPCC. Also with us is Anand Gurumurthy, Spokesperson for BJP Karnataka. Gentlemen, thank you very much for taking time out. Satya Prakash ji, I want to come to you first. When D.K. Sivakumar says, I cannot remain Congress state president for very long, what exactly is he saying?
See, what he's saying is he's already KPCC president for the last 5.5 years. Normally, the tenure of the KPCC president is just 3 years. So the tenure is over. What he's saying is, I cannot remain KPCC president for many years. I have already finished my 3-year term. So any time I can be, I can be changed, is what he's saying.
Is he not saying that I want to be the chief minister? Because that's what people are reading into it.
See, every senior leader in the Congress party has a right to become the chief minister of the government. And Mr. D.K. Shivakumar is our KPCC president. It was under the joint leadership of Mr. Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivakumar that we went to polls and we have got 135 seats. As on today, Mr. Siddaramaiah is the chief minister. As and when a vacancy arises, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, as the KPCC president and as a co-leader along with Siddaramaiah, who has fought the 2023 elections, he has all the right in this world to become the chief minister as and when vacancy arises. As simple as that. Whenever there is a vacancy, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, for all the hard work that he has done for the party, right from 5.5 years, he has kept the party, afloat. He has worked in the government. He is a DCM for the last 2.5 years. He has all the right to become the deputy chief minister of the state.
Okay,
As
fair
and when
enough.
vacancy arises.
All right, fair enough. Anand Gurumurthy, the reading of the room is when 140 MLAs go to meet AICC president and all of them are from, the camp of DK Sivkumar, it does appear that pressure is being built by DK Sivkumar to grab the chair under a power sharing formula. But what we are learning officially is that Siddaramaiah wishes to continue.
See, basically, whether it is Mr. D.K. Shikumar or Siddaramaiah or anybody else in the Congress party, what we are seeing as the principal opposition in Karnataka is what is happening to our farmers in Bagalkote, Belgaum and all these places where sugarcane farmers are having issues. What are they doing? Even our Jola farmers are, continuously asking for MSP. All the offices are shut. And they promised closure of all kinds of potholes in Bengaluru by October 31st. What has happened to that? Nothing is happening in this state, whether it is Mr. D.K. Shukumar or Siddaramaiah. But they try to, play a game every day. Every day, someone comes up with something. They try to do drama and try to keep the public, deviate the public's attention from the actual issues. But people have now learned it. 2.5 years they have seen this drama, and now they have learned it. They are coming to the streets and protesting. Even after this, if they are not, fixing the problems, then they are going to have deep troubles in the coming days.
All right, I think we've lost the line there with Satyaprakash ji. No, he's back with us. Satyaprakash ji, would it be fair to say right now that there is internal tussle within KPCC, that they're not able to arrive at a power sharing formula, that they're not able to arrive at a cabinet reshuffle decision, and that the chief minister and the deputy chief minister are not in agreement on what should be the next course of action?
The party high command has been clearly telling the general secretary in charge that there is no power sharing as of such. But as and when the high command feels that the change of guard is necessary, then that it will happen. As of today, there is a chief minister in place. The chief minister chair is not vacant. Coming back to what you are saying regarding the cabinet reshuffle, Mr. Siddaramaiah has gone and he has met our high command. He has also met Mr. Karge. Kargeji has said, the AICC president has said, yeah, we will look into it. And it's a continuous process. It's a prerogative of the chief minister. He will give a list, and our high command, you'll sit down with the high command. And as per the formula, few people will go out and few will come in. And that's a decision that the high command and the chief minister has to take, sitting together.
Okay, but what we are essentially seeing is that there's some sort of internal tussle that is increasingly coming to light when, DK Sivkumar or Siddaramaiah goes to meet the party high command separately with their own list of people they want in the cabinet and hoping for a leadership change. There seems to be some sort of internal tussle. And why is it important? Is because people would want the government to focus on its priorities as opposed to, having an internal coup on who should be the leader.
We are having a lot of MLAs, 135 plus 3, 138, isn't it? Number of people who can be accommodated hardly around 32, 33. So 1:6 or 1:7 is the ratio. So there will be a lot of leaders, senior leaders are there. MLAs who are 7-time MLAs are sitting out. Mr. Deshpande, Mr. Jaychandra, 5-time MLA.
Okay.
6-time MLAs are sitting out. So it is but natural. The problem for Congress is we have problems in plenty. Lot of MLAs are there. That is a good problem for any party to have.
Okay, I like the way you. I like the way you see it, sir. I quite admire your resilience and the fact that you're calling it a good problem. Anand Gurumurthy, yes.
Yeah, see, basically, any problem within the Congress is a good problem. They have a, opposition leader in the parliament who doesn't win any elections properly for the party. That is a good problem. They try to, make him bigger and bigger every day, and he becomes smaller and smaller before everybody. That's a good problem. But what problem they don't see is why don't people elect them? They elect
What
them
do you
to
talk
give
of a leader,
governance,
Gurumurthy?
administration, ensuring that people have a
Anand,
livelihood. Nothing
Anand,
Congress is doing, and
what do
they
you call of a leader?
shamelessly do dramas
Anand,
every day in state and national politics and pull down the country. Okay, and that is why in
Anand,
Bihar they were thrown to the dustbin. They will get thrown to the dustbin everywhere if they continue with
Anand,
this
what do
attitude.
you call of a leader? What do you call of your leader who doesn't sit in the parliament itself? Who sits in an
Hello,
annex in the
you
parliament but
don't have
doesn't
to
come and
Going to
sit in
speak
the
be
like this,
parliament?
Mr.
this is
Chandra
going to be a
Kash.
long
What do you call
prong.
your leader
Okay,
who
This is
doesn't have
going
the
to be a
okay.
long-lasting debate, gentlemen. But I think the people of Karnataka are very keenly eyeing on whether there's going to be any leadership change or a change in cabinet.